Hello race fans and welcome to the V8 Supercar America Series presented by Get Dirty EMX, Direct Clutch Services, and our very own V8's online superstore. I'm JD Smith, with me right now Kane Craft, and we're getting ready to take you live for V8 Supercar action right now.
Contact free. Close. Contact free.
Contact. Into the back of... Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.
Hello race fans and welcome to the 2014 Season 4 Season Championships here at Bathurst. I am Kane Craft. JD Smith will hopefully be around with us here in just a little bit. We have made it to Bathurst, the most exciting race of the season, each and every season. It don't matter if it's the 6th race of the season, which usually it's always the 6th race, but this 6th race just happens to also be the last race. But it don't matter if it's in the middle or at the end, Bathurst always is a favorite of nearly everybody. It provides some excellent racing, some fantastic action, and I just think we all love it. We have seen this week some unbelievable times hit the scoreboard. The weather mixed with the track conditions, mixed with the skill of these drivers, mixed with everything else, just is equaling super fast times here at the mountain. And I never thought that we'd see lap times that fast, but server should be launching here. It has, so I'll go into the server and we'll get things started. While that's loading, I do want to run through the championships, as this is the final race of the championship. In the lead in the points championship right now, Tony Autridge, and he does have enough points to win the series, unless a big catastrophe happens, I think. Let's see, he's almost 200 points ahead, so Tony Autridge has got the championship wrapped up. Curtis Chipway's in second with Marlon McMullen in third. Those guys, 1 point separates them, so tonight's race will decide second place for sure. Nigel Baines, he's in fourth place with 712 points. Marlon McMullen up in third, he had 750, so about a 38-point difference there. Mitchell McLeod's in fifth, he's got 706, so big battle there between Mitchell McLeod and Nigel Baines. Mitchell Cracknell, 554 points. Nathan Shartner, he's got 504. Matt Dowers in 8th. Chad Chastain's in 9th. Michael Fulcher's in 10th. Christian Peterson finds himself in 11th. Bo Cubis finds himself in 12th. Jason Quire in 13th. Graham Filan is in 14th. Adrian Hunter, 15th. Ryan Shelton, 16th. Brandon King, 17th. Sam Sutton, 18th. Mike Budzine is in 19th. Michael Schreier, 20th. Julian Medore is in 21st. That might be Medore, but I've not heard that name before. Paul Slavonic is in 22nd. Tim Klassen's 23rd. Bo Cattell is in 24th. Brock Glasgow, 25th. Matthew Thompson 26th, Mitchell Abrams 27th, Peter Barlow 28th, David Baxter 29th, and Jim Davies in 30th, with Dennis Katerick in 31st position. Sorry. I was reading a word while I was saying it. Twisted up my tongue. So, should be able to get video coming to you right now. JD should be coming in here in just a second. We should be gridding up here in just a second as well. Don't mind all the clicks, that's just me trying to get everything up and running here. Usually JD's doing all the talking while I'm doing this, but don't have him quite yet. I'm still quite hopeful he will show up to give us some excitement in the commentary tonight. Alright, we are gridding. Welcome to Bathurst, everybody. Sorry for the extra boring intro there, as I had to get everything going and just found it extra hard to talk and do all that all at the same time. But we are gridded up here. We've got Jared Philsell on the pole, Curtis Chipaway in second, Chad Chastain in third, Marlon McMullen in fourth, Sam Sutton in fifth, Michael Cracknell in sixth, Jake Burton in seventh, Tony Autridge eighth, Mitchell McLeod in ninth, and Martin Carroll in 10th. They are revving up. And we are off to the season finale here at Bathurst. So far, so good. Everybody's getting out of the start pretty clean. Take a look here at the back and make sure everybody's doing well. Mike Budsine's joined the race here tonight. Fantastic. There has been an accident. That looks like Ryan Shelton involved. No? Sam Sutton involved. And Matthew Vince right into turn one. Check back up front. Jared Philsell still up in front with Curtis Chipaway right behind. Chad Chastain's in third place. We know Chad and Curtis both have a lot of pace here. It's going to be tough for Jared to hold out with Curtis Chipaway and Chad Chastain both on his bumper. A few car lengths back, we got Marlon McMullen. He's been turning down some fantastic laps over this week. Mitch Cracknell, Jake Burton, Mitch McLeod, Martin Carroll, Matthew Thompson, and Tony Autridge all rounding out the top 10. Tony Klosterman's joined the race here tonight. Fantastic. Glad to see Tony Klosterman on the track. It's been a long time since we've seen Tony here in the V8 Supercars America Series. Great driver, and well, it's just really good to see Tony. Matthew Thompson in a battle there with, there it went, Mitch McLeod. Marty Carroll in 8th place. And there he is, Matthew Thompson. Got Tony Autridge right there on the back bumper. So, tough battle there for Matthew Thompson, as Tony Autridge is going to be looking hard to get around him. Let's check back up front with Jared Bilsell. Jared has managed to pull away from 2nd place Curtis Chipway. Chad Chastain still sticking with Curtis. No problems there. Marlon McMullen starting to round those guys in. He's looking like he's starting to gain on Chad Chastain up there a little bit. Check a little bit further in the back. We got Brent O'Brien in 16th. He's having a nice clean race so far. He's in 16th place. He's got Adrian Hunter right behind him. Back behind them, Ryan Shelton. Looked like Ryan might be missing a fender there. Yeah, he is. Must have made a little bit of contact with one of the walls. Chris Stone right behind him. We've seen Chris several times here in the America Series. And, of course, Sam Sutton. Sam involved in an early race incident there right after turn 1. Jake Burton got some great pace here tonight. He's about to catch Michael Cracknell, rather, sorry. Michael Cracknell, we've seen him this season just getting faster and faster and faster. He finds himself here in 5th place in the season finale at one of the toughest tracks. So that's a fantastic job. Some pretty big gaps happening up here up front. Everybody's starting to get about the same gap in between each other. We got Jared Vilsell still leading the race. 1.3 seconds back to Curtis Chipway. And behind Curtis, 1.2 seconds back to Chad Chastain. Back behind Chad, 1.1 seconds back to Marlon McMullen. And behind Marlon, we got 1.5 seconds back to Michael Cracknell. So Chad Chastain getting around Marlon McMullen there in that last lap. So great job to Chad as he's, well, maybe not. I think I'm confused on where Chad was. But Marlon McMullen's in 4th. Michael Cracknell in 5th. Jake Burton still working on catching up to Michael Cracknell and putting some pressure on there, while Mitch McLeod's working on catching up to Jake Burton. back in the back, we've got a huge bundle of cars down here. Getting ready to go through this right-hander. For some reason, the name's slipping because I'm not used to doing this by myself. I'm used to having a second to think here. It's being the lead commentator super hard. How does JD do this? My goodness. Alright, so we got Brenton O'Brien and Ryan Shelton, Sam Sutton, Chris Stone, all bumper to bumper, going up the mountain, and seem to be doing a great job. I mean, this is a tough track, especially coming down the mountain. Mike Budzine in the pits, looking like Mike might have had some troubles here in the beginning portion of the last race of the season. Tony Klusterman in trouble. He's got Richard Elwood on the back bumper. Richard and Tony having a race there, but even Richard's in trouble. He's got Stuart Vaughn putting some serious pressure. So, three-way battle here for the 13th position. Stewart managed to get around Richard there, going through Griffin's. Got around him on the front straight, but going up the mountain now, Stewart's really got some pretty good pace here. We should see him catching Tony here in just a little bit, putting on some pressure there. Go back up front here a little bit as Marlin's starting to reel in Chad a little bit. Less than a second now separates Chad Chastain and Marlon McMullen. Curtis has started to reel in Jared as well. Less than a second between Curtis Tipway and Jared Filsell. I think we'll see these two get close enough together to have a good battle here, and I think Chad and Marlon are also going to have a good battle here before too long. A little bit further back, Jake Burton and Michael Cracknell still having a battle there as Jake is still tracking down Michael Cracknell. These guys seem to be pretty evenly paced. Both guys missing their left front fenders. So the Bathurst race seems to be pretty tough on a lot of drivers here today, as at least some contact has been made on a lot of these cars. Lots of missing fenders here today. Check back in on this battle here with Tony Klusterman. We got Stuart Vaughn. Richard Elwood's going to the inside. He wants his position back from Stuart Vaughn. He gets it. Now we'll see if Stuart can get a little bit of draft going down the straight here. And maybe he'll be able to get it before getting into Griffin. Looks like he's content just to stay back there for a little bit. Maybe he figures I got the position, he got it back, so he might just be a little faster. I'll wait for a little bit and see how it goes. Tony's still the lead car in that bunch. Even through all the battles, he's managed to stay out on top of that little battle, so great job to Tony. Check back this battle up here where Jake Burton has managed to get around Michael Cracknell. That is a battle that has been going on for 5 straight laps. Jake finally managing to get around. See how Michael does with keeping up with him and see if he can try to get that position back.
Oh, I was having a really good race. I made a couple of spots there early on with the Sam Sutton incident happened in front of me. But yeah, just Tony Orthridge coming up behind me and just hit the downshift too quick going into the chase and grenaded that engine. So I'm in the transporter and thought I'd come over here and call some of the action.
That is fantastic because, well, I'm not used to doing it all by myself, and having to try to do everything, it makes it awful tough on a guy. So I appreciate the help. JD's having some internet dramas. He says he's going to be here just as soon as he can, as soon as his internet comes back on, and I hope it happens, but there's still no luck in that department.
No, it's a long race. The boys have still got 25 odd laps to click out, so hopefully his energy can turn up soon. But I'll do my best to try and fill in.
Fantastic. So far, it's been a pretty good race here. Jared Filsell getting out to an early lead. Curtis Chipaway is starting to reel him in, though. His second last lap, now he's down to 0.8 seconds. So slowly but surely, Curtis Chipaway is gaining on the leader.
Oh, definitely. Both Jared and Curtis have been the class of the field so far this week. Just in the practice sessions and with qualifying, they're just absolutely phenomenal laps. But then you got Curtis's teammate Marlon McMullen pressuring my teammate Chad Chastain there for third place. So there's absolute cracking battles happening all over the place.
Yeah, I figured Marlon looked like he was reeling in Chad there. And he has. Boy, he is right there with him. So great battle there for third place.
Yeah, the key we were finding is just trying to get a car that lasts and holds its balance, because the guys were finding out in the race yesterday that the cars really hold on, the tyres really hold on. So you're getting faster and faster and faster as you're burning the fuel off. And the guys that have got a nice balance set that comes in when the fuel burns off, like you can see with Marlon and Curtis, they seem to be coming on now. They're getting to that lap 8, 9, 10. I know doing race runs, I was running my fastest lap, around lap 16. So it's, the boys have been flat out this week trying to get something nice to get out there and be competitive. Chad's up there representing us quite well, but at the moment Jared and Curtis are in a class of their own.
Yeah, the other SDC member, Michael Cracknell, in 6th place now. But with this field, he's having a great run. Bathurst, like I said, it's a super tough track, and to come out here against Jared Filsell, Curtis Chipaway, Chad Chastain, Marlon McMullen, Jake Burton, Mitchell McLeod's behind him, Tony Ottridge is behind him. So lots of good drivers in this race, and a couple fantastic drivers back behind him. So Michael Cracknell's really, this season, he's really been improving a lot.
Oh, hasn't he? Just done leaps and bounds since he's come on board. He's just absorbed all the information, and he's learned. He's real good at giving technical feedback and what he needs out of the car now, and we can set him up for him to go out there. And he's running around with the Western Australian go-kart champion, and Jake Burton, who's no slouch. He's been running the series for a long time. He's ahead of Mitchell McLeod. You don't see that too often. And he's running really competitive times. So, no, I'm really happy for Crackers and the way he's come along this season. And looking forward to next year with him actually. Well, put it this way, he's no longer on my development squad.
Yeah, I can definitely see why, because this season has really been his best season so far. The amount of progression that he's shown this season has really been astounding.
Oh, we're absolutely proud of him, everyone here on the team, and the way he's just picked things up and then put them into practical application on the track. And, he's as passionate as the rest of us with his sim racing. And, so he applies himself, and you see the results. He's coming out week in, week out, running with the best of the best that there is out there.
Check back on the battle we was watching back toward the back, or at least the middle here. Tony Kloosterman's battle. Richard Elwood and Stuart Vaughn both has got around him, plus Tony's got some damage now, so Tony must have had a little bit of an incident there, and that allowed Stuart Vaughn and Richard Elwood to get by. So bad luck there for Tony Kloosterman, but he's still got some pace, and he's still in the race.
Yeah, definitely. He's got Sam Sutton chasing him down, who, he's well out of position, but he's carrying a bit of damage from early on. But he'll still find some sort of pace in the car. He's a good steerer, and it's good to see Tony here running in the Americas. He's a good friend of mine from the Grass Inn, the GV8 series, the league. We run together, so it's good to see him out here running the official races and getting some airtime.
Yeah, I wish he would run more often. When we very first started the V8 Supercars America Series, Tony ran with us a few times. I wish we would see him back more frequently. I don't know, maybe the time slot don't work for him or whatever, but it's nice to see him here today. Hope we see him back more in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And a few of the other boys from the GV8, if you're out there, if you can hear us, big shout out.
Yeah, of course. There's a couple of them that have raced with us a few times that I would sure like to see back.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, just behind Tony and Sam there is KRT's new recruit, Brendan King, I know he's struggled to get some practice in this week, but he started rear of the grid. He's got himself up in the P16 at the moment, lapping quite consistently, so we'll see how his race unfolds.
That's right. KRT did mention last week that they had got a new member. I think he won the second split race last week, if I remember right. So, Brendan King, a great new addition to the KRT team.
Yeah, definitely. He's out there in his lime green, next level KRT Commodore. But no, Brendan's a fine young fella, and we've been working with him over the last couple of weeks, and as he's been doing his introduction to the team, and he's definitely got some raw talent there, and he's fairly new to the iRacing service, but has a steep history in sim racing. But yeah, he's picked it up really quickly, and he's got a good technical brain on him, so he's definitely a good asset to KRT.
Do you want to mention a first-time driver that's made it into the broadcast show here in the V8 Supercar America Series? Joel Breyer, back in 21st. He's catching up to Brenton O'Brien, Ryan Shelton. This is the first time that I've noticed Joe Breyer here in the America Series, so I always love seeing new faces, and Joel's definitely a new face for me here to see here in the America Series, but he's obviously not new to the car because he's driving the car like an old pro.
Yeah, definitely. And car number 23 out of 24, so he's just scraped in there. For all the fans out there, if you don't understand how the car numbers work, it's based on iRacing's iRating, which is allocated to your driver through performance for each race you compete through. With 24 cars in the field, Joel's number 23, so he's just scraped in there. So obviously he's been running in those lower splits, similar to Brendan King, and building up that iRating to get to this level and come race with the top guys here. Yeah, it's good to see new faces like that. Exactly, again, it's really good. Even Ryan Shelton making the top split, it's really good to see.
Yeah, Ryan's a driver that has made several of these top split races with us, and a couple seasons ago, the fields were quite a bit smaller. He made quite a few, but we haven't seen Ryan too much in the top split since the Commodore came out. But he's one of those drivers that really picked the car up quick. Just in a couple months of driving it, he was running some really good times, running consistent positions in the V8 Supercars America Series here. Uh, he was a driver that it was really fun to watch come up and get better throughout the races. But when the fields got a little bigger and he got dropped down to the second split, we had missed a little bit of that. But before that happened, we got to watch him coming through the series, and it was fun. I wish we could. I guess with the V8 Supercars online premiere series, we get to see that more of the same cars in the same splits, and so we'll get to keep an eye on those drivers a little better. But that's one thing with these smaller 24 car splits, that some drivers we don't get to see as often, and Ryan's definitely one of those guys that we've been missing. So it's good to see him here at the final race of the season.
Yeah, where is Jim Davey when you need him to be calling out the second split? So. And speaking of Joel Dreyer and Brenton O'Brien, they're side by side down into the chase. So Brenton looking good out in his new Maverick welding livery. They're the ultimate sim racing team. That's a really good thing that they've done. Secured Bo Kubis as top driver to line up next to Ian Ford, and they got Aaron Hamilton and Matthew Thompson, so they got a really strong driver lineup, and it's really, really exciting seeing them do well as well.
Yeah, he's on. They've just recently changed their name to Evolution, and I swear I changed the name of their team on my overlay, but it's still saying Demidov, so I must have changed it in the wrong area or something.
Yeah.
So sorry guys, I know you guys have asked me 3 or 4 times about that, and I've changed it too, but apparently I just keep doing it in the wrong spot.
No, I'm sure they'll forgive you. So we've got a few weeks break after this round, so to get all those little things sorted out and give you a break from your tireless work. You and JD, you're not only doing this race, you're doing the Pro Series as well as an extra for this season. As you did the Road to Pro during the NIS, and it's definitely a lot of work. And then you throw in the World Cup series. That was 2 nights in a row. You definitely dedicate the time and to be able to get the get our product out there. Sim racing's one of those things that with the technology and the physics these days, it's becoming more and more acceptable and mainstream. It's not treated as a game so much anymore as a pure simulator.
Yeah, and that's fantastic because iRacing has put so much effort into it to get it that way, and now with the inclusions of the team driving, where you can have somebody pit crew for you and someone spotting for you, and now you can even have driver swaps. They've really done so much to really increase the realism of the simulator, and there just isn't nothing out there better. Whew, a little bit of contact from Curtis as he catches the inside of the wall. Sparks fly, and yeah, he looks like he's going to get through it okay, but he definitely hit pretty hard.
Yeah, you definitely, any little mistake around here at the mountain can cost you greatly. The walls are very close and you're very much on edge. And the way the track's set up for this round of the series, there's a lot of grip available out there for the guys, so they're really pushing hard and really getting out to the edges and knocking those mirrors off. So, but it looks like a few of the drivers started running through, doing their pits. Saw Michael Cracknell was in to the pit lane. Chad Chastain.
I seen Chad had fallen back, but I didn't know if maybe it had an accident or what. But yeah, Michael Cracknell, Chad Chastain, Stuart Vaughn, sorry, Mitchell McLeod.
Yeah, Mitchell.
Richard Elward was in. So yeah, several guys into the pits. I thought that with these bigger fuel tanks that we wouldn't have a pit stop tonight. So I guess I was wrong.
No, 33 laps. You're going to need about 150 litres. The current spec on the car of the future is 112 litres with the tank. So the guys will be, pitting in and taking that 40 litres. Some guys will and will not take tyres the way they're holding on. A few of the guys might opt to keep on the old tyres, keep the temperature in there. But generally, the consensus is it doesn't take too long to get the tyres back up to speed. So I'd say most of the guys will be dumping 40 to 45 litres in it and taking 4 tyres and running it to the end.
Awesome. Chad Chastain now coming up on 8th place. Is that Claessens? Is that how he says his last name? Claessens?
That sounds good to me.
Okay. Me too. Tim, let me know how to say your last name. You can just message me on iRacing or whatever, but looks like Claessens, probably.
Claessens or Claessens. Yeah, he's,
do want to apologize to everybody. This is not how a normal broadcast goes with us. I appreciate Marty coming in because I was failing pretty good there all by myself. JD is our lead broadcaster, and he does such a fantastic job. It just makes the whole broadcast flow better whenever I am free to work the cameras, work the buttons, all that, and talking and chewing bubble gum and walking all at the same time catches me a little off balance. Marty, nice enough to come give me a hand tonight, and I really appreciate it, Marty.
Oh, that's quite alright, Kane. I couldn't let you struggle through there on your own, so I don't bring as much energy as JD does, and we're probably not broadcasting after the race. We're too busy jibber jabbering, but and catching up. Yeah, definitely. No, I love getting over here in the booth from time to time, and don't mind helping out when I can. So unfortunately, it was the testament of my mistake in the race, and that allowed me to do this. But I'll be all right. I'll bounce back for the strength of field races over the weekend, and try and give myself a good finish here at the mountain. So it is our crown jewel, and it does take a lot of work and a lot of effort, a lot of concentration, and so the guys here will be starting to sweat up a storm at the moment. They'll be working really hard.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's getting about that time where these guys are really going to start getting fatigued from just the effort that this track takes. 33 laps here at the mountain, even on a simulator, it takes it out of you.
Oh, definitely. The hand, the foot, the focus, the concentration. You still have all the hand-eye coordination as being out in the real-world race car. Without a full motion rig, you don't have the lateral G's, but most of the guys all run triple screens, and so you have the inertia of the real world and the peripheral vision, which is a key to being fast and being consistent. That's why you can see these guys running right out to the lines because they know where they are on the track. And standout drivers like Jared, they just, they put their car on the mark, lap after lap. I'd say he'd have the fan cranking at full speed, keeping him cool. So the cars will be getting a bit on edge now. That they would have burned, 70 litres out of them. So they'd have 45 litres left in the tank there, and they'd start to be getting light in the rear end. And so the guys will be out there changing brake bias, bar adjustments, to try and keep the balance in the car and keep this pace going. So.
Yeah, and what outstanding pace. Just his last lap, a 2:03.6, and that's not even as fast as we've seen these guys go this week. But still, this is 16 laps in, and they're turning faster laps than we've ever really seen at Bathurst. I think last season, weren't they running 206s, 205s?
Yeah, 206s. Just with the weather in the season, it's got a real low track temperature, and it's just allowing, to generate a lot of mechanical grip out of the cars. So they are running a little bit faster than, what the guys sort of don't like running too fast than what they do in the real world, because it takes away a bit of that realism. But in saying that, it's different from season to season, so you're going to get seasons like this where, iRacing, they pick the weather 12 weeks out what it's going to be. So, they don't always have time to go and test it and make sure that it's going to be, more parity than what it is. So, but it's definitely good for punching out some really, really good numbers this week. So the guys are enjoying it, but I know a lot of the guys in the V8 community on iRacing, we're all about the realism and getting as close to that mark as we can, and having the parity with the real world guys.
Yeah, and the community here at iRacing really is very simulation oriented. I've seen threads on the forums where they've been talking with iRacing about just taking the fuel tanks down a liter or two worth of fuel so that it matches the real world fuel tanks, and not so much in the V8 Supercar, but on the Indy cars and stuff. They talk about different weight transfers and wing lengths and just all kinds of different stuff that they want, that it's not, or it's an inch too wide, or they get an extra 2 gallons too much fuel, or an extra lap of fuel usage where 10 laps only supposed to burn this much fuel, but it burns this much. And so the community very serious about simulation racing.
Oh, definitely across the board. And the beauty about iRacing and what I love about the service is that they take that on board and they implement that, in next season's build. They take all the advice that they can get to make it as close to the real thing as possible. Some things they physically can't do because, I don't know, they can't generate a mathematical code to be able to create that yet. But, they're constantly R&Ding themselves, and, like you said earlier, bringing in driver swaps. That's something that was talked about years ago, that, it takes time for them to develop the programs and the software to be able to do that, and because they take their time and make sure they get it right before they bring it out.
Yeah, and iRacing does such a fantastic job. The great thing is it's not something you purchase and you're stuck with that product forever. Every 12 weeks, in this particular case 6 weeks, but typically every 12 weeks we're seeing a change to the software, new vehicles released or new tracks released, new changes made to the software, and it's something that's always evolving. And in the next year, it's even going to evolve even more. We're going to see a lot of great things coming for the next year. A little bit of contact there for Chad as he bumped the wall coming down the mountain, but not too awful hard. I think he's going to be fine as he's coming up right on the bumper of Matthew Thompson.
Yeah, and definitely something happened with Mitchell McLeod. He's unfortunately disconnected from the race. Tim Cleason has also left the race. So I'm just going back to see if anything happened to those guys a bit earlier on. But yeah, sad to see those guys coming out, especially Mitchell. He was having a solid run deep inside the top 10 there.
Chad finds himself around Matthew. Continues his move to the top. Oh, but he gets off track just a little bit. Matthew lets him back on.
Yeah, so our apologies anyway if we do miss anything.
It's tough to keep an eye on everything that's going on there. Lots of incidents here at the mountain today. We've seen races go with surprisingly few incidents here at the mountain, but this week, I think it's the speeds, Marty. I think the speeds is what's causing everybody to lose their fenders and end up in such big accidents here today.
Oh, definitely. And I'm just watching Jake Burton and Marlon McMullen come side by side out of pit lane. Jake looks like he's leapfrogged him there in the pits, and he's holding position up into 2, but Marlon's not giving it up without a fight. It's two great steerers going at it. It's good to watch.
Yeah, Jake has really come a long way in the last few seasons. A couple seasons ago, maybe 3 or 4 seasons ago, Jake wasn't one that you'd see running up at the front of the field. But then the very next season, he really came back at us with a vengeance. He started winning races. He's came back with a lot of speed, racing with the top guys, and that's exactly what we see him doing here, racing with the best of them and passing them. So another driver that's been much improved in this last couple seasons.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he hasn't had a chance to race too often or get a lot of practice in with the, his go-kart commitments and stuff. And I'm by memory, I think he won the state championships, may have even been the national championships. But no, Jake's a fine young fella from over in WA and loves his motorsport like the rest of us. So.
Marlon going to the inside. Well. Marlon has a heck of a move here going down the straight, and they're going to go side by side. Still, this is unreal.
Oh, you got to be able to trust the guy inside you to be able to do that. It's good to see him going at it. So. But while those two are batting, we got Michael Cracknell closing in on him ever so fastly. So, and Tony Autridge, I know he's in the America's Championship hunt. So I know he got held up at the start when Sam Sutton got turned around, lost a few positions. So he's been having a quietly going about his business there and clawing back a few positions when he can.
Yeah, he's in a position he don't have to finish well to take home the championship. I don't even think at this point he even has to finish, but of course he wants to. He wants to finish as best as he can, but I think he's just taking it easy to make sure he finishes the race. He don't have to win it. He don't have to get up there and race real hard, because he will take home the championship.
Yeah, he's definitely been one of the more consistent guys for this shortened season 4. It is only the 6-week season because they want to, iRacing's looking to bring the seasons back in line with the calendar year. So, which is a good thing for them, I think. Instead of overlapping season 4 halfway into January, it's a good thing they're doing with that. So, and which means we all get a fresh little build update from iRacing. So. Iron out any of the bugs from the season 3 build with the driver swaps and a few little issues that they've had. So definitely looking forward to 2015. Marlon back on the inside, down into the kink. Marlon and Jake are going at it.
Yeah, they are, and they usually do. If Jake and Marlon get side by side, you can just bet there's going to be a heck of a battle.
Oh, Marlon comes in hot into the last. But no, they're both racing hard, but with the utmost respect, they're two very determined young gentlemen, so they won't be given too much of an inch. But those two understand that we all pay to race on the service, and so you race with respect, and which allows you to race hard.
Yeah, and those two guys are pretty equally matched on speed, so it's anytime they get near each other, it always makes for fantastic racing. And they are going to want to race each other clean, and they don't want to be the guy that took the other guy out.
No, you can see the class of the top guys in sim racing now. They're so skilled. It's a skill in its own. Which you see a lot of guys taking to the real world and putting what they're learning here into real world applications on the racetrack. And guys like Josh Muggleton, going to the GT Academy, that's just great for sim racing and the community as a whole. And these two young guys are the same.
Yeah, I think Marlon's going to get a shot to drive a real world car here in. I can't remember if it was this month or next, but he's going to get a chance at a drive. I can't remember all the details about it, but here pretty soon, I think he's going to be sitting behind the steering wheel of a real one.
Yeah, and it's good to see, and you got to encourage that. And young Dennis Carrick from KRT, like he's got an opportunity to go strut his stuff and see if he's got what it takes. Coming up in the new year, so it's good good for him. And there's, you hear a few things going around with guys getting an opportunity. And, it's a good thing for sim racing. It's as a whole, it takes away from that arcade element to proper simulating.
Yeah, definitely, and we've definitely seen that, especially with Josh Mogulton, where he, went through the GT Academy on the simulator there, and then went from there to the real car, and I got to watch some of that race. It was fantastic. He did an excellent job. Finished second place, but he got held up and was stuck behind some traffic. And once he got clear, he was almost able to reel in the leader. If he would have been able to get up there sooner, he would have had it for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, he conducted himself really well and had great sportsmanship about him. And he's him, and then you've got Justin Ruggiero. Won the second or third tier development V8.
Yeah, the
V8 Supercar series. That seeing that sort of stuff really, buddy, gets me excited. And I'm,
yeah, the Shannon driver of the year.
Yeah, oh, that's just phenomenal. And knowing that where he's come from. A few of us old codgers, we're not going to get that opportunity, so we've got to really encourage these young guys to apply themselves properly, and when they get that chance, take the bull by the horn, so to speak, and go for it. So it's really becoming a stepping stone. With the financial world the way it is these days, it's parents can't always go out and buy the kid the go-kart and get him out there racing. They can use the simulator as a stepping stone now. It's really getting recognised.
Yeah, that it is. We're even seeing it on the oval side of things. We had Josh Wise, that was an iRacer for a long time. He still races every once in a while. He's done some racing the last couple seasons in the Sprint Cup, and now Josh Berry. Did I say? I did say awesome, Josh Wise just a little bit ago.
Yes, you did.
Okay, make sure I didn't say Nathan. We got another driver named Nathan Wise that we broadcast for, and sometimes I mix them up. But yeah, Josh Wise driving
in the Pro Series at the Glen, actually.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Second place.
But I just wanted to comment on Marlon. Got up the inside down the chase on Jake there, and they went side by side. A little bit of Robbins racing on the way through, down into the final corner, but. Those two going at it have got Michael Cracknell coming right up on the back of them now, and he's dragging Tony Autridge along with him, so it's going to turn into a good fight with 11 laps to go.
Yeah, pretty big gaps throughout the field. Otherwise, 30-second gap between Curtis Tipway, who's found himself in the number one position, but 30 seconds between he and Jared Filsell. Chad Chastain's 11 seconds back from Jared. Then, of course, you got the Marlon and Jake battle. Michael Cracknell's right up there now with him, and Tony's just a couple seconds back. Then from there, you got 22 seconds back to Matthew Thompson. And then Michael Abrams a couple seconds back from there. Sam Sutton's a couple seconds back. And then 15 seconds back to the next driver. So pretty big gaps throughout the track. The closest being right up here with this battle with Marlon McMullen, Jake Burton, and now Michael Cracknell. That's back. Marlon's starting to pull away, and that's leaving Jake and Michael Cracknell in a battle.
Yeah, it's definitely getting exciting. The three at the front have seemed to check out on the field. I'm not sure if Curtis has come in for his pit stop yet, so it's going to be interesting to see how close Curtis and Jared come out together.
Yeah, Curtis out now, 4 seconds down from Jared Filsell. So I'm not sure. I didn't see where he was before the pit stop to see if he managed to gain any time there or not. But that puts the running order back in order, with Jared Filsell up in front, Curtis Chipway in second, Chad Chastain in the third position, Marlon McMullen in fourth. Jake Burton finds himself in the fifth position with Michael Cracknell in sixth. These guys in somewhat of a battle. Jake's starting to pull away just a little bit from Michael. Tony Autridge in seventh place. Matthew Thompson in eighth. Michael Abrams in ninth. Sam Sutton in 10th. Stuart Vaughn in 11th. Richard Aylwood 12th. And Tony Klusherman in 13th. Brandon King is the first of the drivers that finds themselves a lap down. Scratch that. My timing was just messed up a little bit. Brandon King's in 14th. Adrian Hunter 15th. And Brenton O'Brien is the first one to be a lap down. With Brian... That keeps changing on me, guys. Sorry. Something about my life timing's just not quite right. I think Brenton O'Brien is on the lead lap.
Yeah, a couple of the guys unlapped themselves when Curtis come into pit. So.
Okay, that's why it changed on me. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Ryan Shelton is the first car that's laps down, and he finds himself 3 laps down. Must have done an extended park in the pits. I know Mike Budzine was in the pits for quite a while, and Joel Breyer still in the pits. Tim Clayson's 8 laps down. Chris Stone 8 laps down. Mitchell McLeod out of the race, as well as Marty Carroll, who's in here with us, and Matthew Vince. Back to this Jake Burton battle. He had pulled away from Michael Cracknell there a little bit on the last lap, but now Michael Cracknell reeling that distance back in, gonna get himself in here in a battle here with Jake Burton.
Yeah, and Marlon's trying to shake him, but they're definitely Jake's doing everything he can to stay with him, and he's pulling Crackers along with him, and it's definitely becoming a good 3-way battle here. So, and then Tony Autridge is not too far behind them, so any mistake from these guys, and sure he'll be there to take advantage.
Yeah, Marlon had pulled away by quite a bit, but Jake's not going to let him get far. He's reeling him in himself, and he's going to be pressuring Marlon here before long.
Yeah, definitely. Marlon looks like he's got a little bit of scrape up the right-hand side there, so he might have just rubbed the wall somewhere and allowed Jake to get back into the tow. And it's a big advantage with the long straights here. If you can keep within that 1.2 second gap, you can really get a slipstream advantage from the guy in front. So.
Yeah, that straightaway there, that's going to put Jake right back on the bumper of Marlon McMullen. And now just 0.3 seconds separates Marlon and Jake. So these guys are going to be going right back at it with 9 laps to go. Michael Cracknell has fallen off just a little bit. He finds himself 2 seconds off that battle. But as we seen a couple laps ago, he can reel them back in. Tony Autridge is looking to reel him in though. So Tony just over a second behind Michael Cracknell, and so he's close to being in that draft, and he'll look to reel in Michael Cracknell probably on this backstretch once they get back down to the chase.
Yeah, definitely. And Curtis Chipaway was fastest man on track last time around. So he's just coming up to Brent O'Brien, a bit of lap traffic. She's just getting held up a little bit there, and but yeah, he's doing everything he can with his fresh rubber to get out there and chase Jared down. With 9 laps to go, it's I think 4-second gap's going to be a tough ask, but Curtis is a good young steerer, and I'm sure he'll be putting everything into it he's got.
Yeah, he definitely will, and he's one of those drivers that can find some miraculous pace and keep it the entire race, just like Jared Filsell up in the lead, turning unbelievable laps all race long, just barely even a mistake. And we're talking one of the toughest tracks in the simulator. They both have lost their... Actually, Jared got some damage fixed while he was in the pits, looks like, because his fender has been replaced. Or I thought he was missing his fender before.
Yeah, with the length of the fuel stop and the tyres, so with the car of the future, we get 4 tyremen now instead of the 2. So the tyre changing is a bit quicker. You got to wait for the fuel. So, and with taking on 40 litres, you'd have time to get a little bit of damage repaired. So,
see, I'm glad you're in here and made that comment, because me not being a racer, I hadn't noticed that they increased the tire changers to 4 tire changers. So that is a big deal. And did they change the fuel rate? The fuel rate?
I do believe so. The fuel burn is higher as well, because with the new cars in the real world, they use an ethanol blended fuel, which has a higher fuel burn, which is part of the regulations why they gave them the bigger fuel tanks and stuff. So, there's a lot of things that they brought in from the real world regulations, which is really good to see, as where, in the old beast with the Falcon, your tyre was always determined by the amount of fuel you needed. Now it's just, if you got to put more than 10 litres in, you can get 4 tyres changed. You're saving nearly 12 to 13 seconds just on tyres from the old car.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. But at the same time, these cars have such a huge tank that we've lost a lot of pit stop races, which are my favorite, but maybe something will change there where we can do something to get some pit stop races thrown in throughout the season.
And like we were talking earlier, iRacing love to hear from us and what we want out of the series, and so they put things up in the forums, to get feedback from the drivers, and recommend how many laps do we want, where do we want to go, and so it'll change next. So I just think for this short season, they had so much they were trying to get out at the end of season 3 in that build, that they just didn't take, they slight oversights with a few things. They had so much going on that they didn't realise that, majority of the races were going to be sprint races because of the bigger fuel tank. As where last season those race distances, would have required a pit stop. So.
Yeah, that's true. I think they've definitely probably thought about that. They'll probably limit the amount of fuel on at least half the races or something to give us some pit stop races.
Yeah, definitely, or not limit the fuel, or make the races longer. The guys have got to be able to concentrate for, I know a few of the guys find it hard once you get to that 45-minute hour mark. That's when the concentration, the focus, and you talk about conditioning for a simulator. Well, it's needed if you want to be out there with the Jared fuel cells and Curtis Chippeways and Chad Chastains, because those guys, have that conditioning, that race conditioning that you need to be able to stay focused for that long.
Yeah, Tony Autridge doing well. He's caught back up to Michael Cracknell, and he's found himself inside that draft now, getting ready to start going down the mountain. 7 laps to go. I think Tony's in a position he could really get into a big battle here with Michael Cracknell. Jake Burton about the same distance off of Marlon McMullen up ahead, so we got 2 big battles here that are looking to make themselves come to fruition here in the dying laps of the race.
Oh yes, yeah. It's getting to that point in the race where the guys have clicked over that hour mark, and it's really about focusing. I saw Michael just went a bit deep into the chase, and that allowed Tony to get a bit closer, and now he's in the draft, so he's going to be all over him. So he's got to relax the hands and get focused, take a breath, and and Marlon's got to be the same. One mistake and Jake's going to be coming back by him, and those guys are still pushing hard. All 4 of these guys still running in the 204s. That's just phenomenal race pace. It's, compared to the front 3, we'll leave them out of it because they're just in another postcode at the moment. But to be able to run this pace over this amount of time, it's a testament. So.
Yeah, these guys definitely fall into the best of the best category. To be able to run these times at the mountain and be running them with 6 laps to go in a 33-lap race, that's just fantastic.
Yeah, and then Marlon just goes, 2038, Jake 2039, Cracknell 2039, Wateridge 2041. They're still just pushing flat out right here at the end of the race.
Yeah, Cracknell's definitely got a battle going there with Tony Attridge. Tony gonna want to get that one more position in these last 6 laps, so Michael's definitely got his work cut out for him. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yep, if I was on our TeamSpeak channel, I'd be saying, don't look in the rear view, just focus, hear your marks, relax, take a breath.
Oh yeah, and that can be hard, but that is one thing we see. The SDC guys are usually very good at focusing on the track and not the car behind them. So we can usually see some big battles with the SDC guys, and the front car usually not getting shaken up too much.
No, we definitely try and pride ourselves on building good solid race sets to where we know if we stay relaxed and do the right things and hit our marks and drive smoothly and everything we practice, put it into the pressure cooker and then repeat those things, we generally know we're going to come out all right. So, but it all changes when you've got a car filling your mirrors, and but like I said, the level of skill these guys have got, it's they always put on a good show. It's always, I always am proud and enjoy being part of it most of the time.
Yeah, the V8 Supercars, the V8 Supercars America series, all the drivers, very sportsman-like. The sportsmanship we see in the series it's I don't know, to me it seems unusual. Everybody seems to really get along. The respect that we see on the track is second to none. And it's, in my eyes, it's got to be one of the best series on the iRacing service, and it's because of you guys, the drivers, the amount of professionalism that you guys bring to the track. And it's not just the America series, we see it in all of the V8 Supercar series, whether it be the Monday night races, the Australian races, or even the V8 Supercars online premiere series. Those were fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's the V8 Supercar community in general. We all get along. We're all on here for the same purpose and same reason, because we enjoy our racing, and with the majority of us being Aussies, we do love our V8 Supercars. So we take it with a degree of seriousness. It is a hobby for a lot of us, but we're passionate about it, and we take it seriously with the time and effort we put in each week as a team, and the camaraderie between the guys is not just in your own team, but with everyone in the community themselves. It's awesome to be a part of. And I just seen Crackers put a killer crisscross move through the kink and come back around the outside of the chase on Tony Attridge. That was some great driving there by both drivers.
Yeah, there's a pretty good battle going on in back. Where are we at here? 8th, 9th, and 10th. 9th, 10th, and 11th, rather. Matthew Thompson, Sam Sutton, and Michael Abrams now. Matthew Thompson to the outside of Abrams. He's going to get the move done. That's going to put Sam Sutton in perfect position there. So 2 drivers get by Abrams there. Now let's go back up and check out this fantastic battle we got going for the 6th place position with Michael Cracknell and Tony Attridge. Tony not giving Michael very much breathing room there. He's all over the back bumper of Michael Cracknell.
Yeah, and these 3 are going back at it too. And Sam Sutton's looking to get himself up on Thompson, but he's got Abrams right on his clacker up the slipstream of Mountain Straight there, so going too wide into into turn 2.
Ooh, some contact there to the wall, Michael Abrams. That's going to let Sam Sutton by.
Yeah, definitely. He just got caught on the outside there. He needed to lift early and tuck back in behind. Sam had the preferred line going into the cutting there, so he really needed to try and give it up and tuck back in behind. So it doesn't look like he's hurt himself too much. So hopefully he can continue on and get back on the tail of these two. But good recovery from Sam after his disastrous start, you could say.
Yeah, it was definitely a bad start there for Sam, and he's recovered well, having a great battle here. Looking to take over the 8th position, so after the way that the race started for Sam, can't ask for a better recovery than that.
No, definitely. And back on the Cracknell-Aldridge battle, they're going at it again. Tony's looking to come to the inside in the hell corner here, turn 1. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was a textbook pass right there, and Tony takes it. Mike Cracknell's not going to let him get away, I don't think. It's looking like he's going to want to stay right with him.
Oh, definitely. With 2 laps to go, he won't want to be trying to relinquish his top 6 position there he had, so he's worked hard for it all week. It's just good to see him doing well, like we were saying earlier, how he's come along. He's come along a long way, not just in generating speed, but his racecraft, and he's a fine gentleman to work with, and he's always polite and well mannered, and he's good to have as part of the team.
Yeah, definitely putting the pressure on Tony going down the mountain. He was right there on the bumper, so he's definitely doing it right. He wants that position back. He's got to stick right there with him and look to get a move done going down the straight here. Good exit out of Forest Elbow. He's definitely got a chance.
Oh, definitely. He's right on there, too.
Tony also got a great exit out of the elbow, so
oh, Tony did well to pull that up then. They went in deep.
yeah, both drivers did. That's so tough. It's tough to get that car slowed down enough to make the turn, let alone when you're running it in extra deep.
Oh yeah, definitely. With this new car, with the way the weight is more centered in the car, with the fuel tanks coming from the boot to in behind the driver's seat, and you tend to be able to go in a bit harder under brakes than you're used to in the old car. And it was a little scary at first because I think a lot of us were driving it like the old car, and it just doesn't suit that style. So a lot of the guys have picked up the new car, a lot quicker than others, and myself included. I struggled with the car a lot early on, just to get used to the new balance of it, and you needed a slightly different technique to be able to get the pace out of the car.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed right away climbing into the Holden was that it definitely took a little bit different technique. The car definitely has more grip, it feels like, but you got to drive it just right to get that grip. But I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it definitely drives a lot different, but it feels so much better.
Yeah, and back up front here, we've got Chad Chastain's caught Curtis Chipaway for P2 on the penultimate lap here. So we'll see if Chad can make something of this on the last lap. He's right up on his bumper, coming through the kink into the chase.
Oh, contact made!
The back of him.
Whew, he let him get...
Yeah,
How many times have we seen this particular battle here at Bathurst? Chad Chastain,
brought back
Curtis
memories,
Chipaway.
that one.
Yeah. What a fantastic save that was, though, by Curtis.
Oh yeah, easily could have went all the way around there. So I think Curtis had just been struggling from that earlier nudge against the wall you might have picked up on earlier in the race, and it's just allowed Chad just to chip away at him over the last 8 or 9 laps and get right on his bumper here. So white flag, and see if he can do something with it. Now just behind them, Marlon McMullen seems to have shaken Jake Burton.
Yeah, 2-second gap there now between Marlon and Jake. Michael Cracknell still sticking there with Tony. He's down to about half a second.
Yeah, if we can stick with him and try and get a run onto Conrad. You know, they've got a few chances left to try and make the overtake. So.
I think Tony's got enough free air. He started to pull away a little bit, but as soon as I say that, Michael reels him in a little bit. He was at a second, now he's down to 0.6, so...
Oh, Curtis is loose at Forest Orbo. Yeah, Chad's got the run on the inside here. But Curtis will have to duck back into his slipstream and see if he can regain that position. Beautifully done, Chad, into the chase. Oh, that's an excellent drive there by both of those guys. Congratulations to Jared Fuel Cell on taking the win. Dominant performance today.
Yeah.
Definitely retained that form from the ROC 10 Bathurst 1000.
Yeah,
Marlon
definitely.
McMullen coming home in 4th. Jake Burton 5th. Tony Autridge was able to hold off Michael Cracknell 6th and 7th. Sam Sutton all alone in P8. Good recovery drive by Sam. His car looks a little banged up, but yeah, he'll bounce back for the Aussie strength of field races over the weekend, and yeah, he's definitely shown a lot of pace this week, so he'll be one to watch out for later on in the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. I can tell you, Monday's race is going to be fantastic. It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, Michael Abrams coming home in 9th. Really good drive by Michael. And started in 11th. It looks like Matthew Thompson's getting a push from his boss, Brent O'Brien. Miscalculation of fuel numbers there. And I think that's going to let Brendan King and Richard Allwood sneak through and pinch those positions. No, I missed Stewie Vaughan came in 10th, Richard Allwood at 11th, Brendan King 12th. That's a great drive by him from the back of the field. And Matthew Thompson comes home in 13th. And then Tony Klusman 14th. Adrian Hunter 15th, Brendan O'Brien 16th, all a lap down. Mike Budzine, Ryan Shelton, Joel Byer, Tim Cleason, Chris Stone, Mitchell McLeod, Martin Carroll and Matthew Vince round out the non-finishers, the lap cars.
Yeah, as far as the finishing race goes, there was definitely some excitement there. Tony Autridge came into the race with such a lead in the points that he didn't have to do a whole lot to take that championship. just had to finish the race, and he did it, and had a great race to the finish. So we do want to congratulate Tony Autridge on his championship win. Season 4 champion. The Season 4 champion. So great job, Tony Autridge, and congratulate Jared Filsell on the victory here at Bathurst.
Oh, that was a dominant display today. It's, he didn't put a foot wrong, no mistakes. Had the pace in the car, and was able to execute his race strategy perfectly. So you can't ask for much more than that.
No, that was about as dominant as you can get just from the start. Just took off and got some clean air, and I think may have seen some guys. I think we've seen Chad have a bigger margin at the finish, but the pace here this week was just unreal, and Jared kept that pace up all race long.
Oh, he was running faster than my qualifying laps at the end of the race. No, but it was definitely a well-deserved victory.
Looks like drivers are starting to make their way in for some interviews. Bring them in here in just a second. Get the video back up here.
And where's JD? Come on, JD, we need you now.
Yeah, I know the
Interview time, come on.
Interviews is one of JD's favorite parts of the broadcast.
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, you couldn't be here, buddy. But hopefully we filled in well enough, and apologise to anyone watching out there. We did our best.
Yeah, we did. I thank you so much for coming in and giving me a hand, because I was certainly failing. Lead commentator, I am not, but I'm still going to bring you guys the footage anyway, even if it was bad. But
no, you done well. So you put your hand up and still did it. So even though JD wasn't here, so no, it was I was more than honoured to come across and give you a hand. So
it definitely did. It allowed me to be able to work the cameras and change some of the views and stuff while you're talking, and yeah, so it was a great help, and I appreciate it. I do want to apologize for JD's absence. It did make for a broadcast that isn't normal for the V8 Supercars America series, but thank heavens for Marty coming in and helping out. It definitely saved the broadcast. So let's talk to our race winner and see what he has to say about such a dominating victory here at Bathurst.
Hey, boys.
Hey, Jared, great drive tonight. You started, took off, and won it. It seemed like just that easy for you.
I don't think it was that easy. Curtis was keeping up in the first stint for a bit. I thought we might have had a bit of a race on our hands. I didn't quite know what my fuel usage was, and I had to get someone to work it out for me. I ended up overfilling the car by about 10 litres, so yeah. But yeah, it was a good race. Pretty tough, but pretty easy in regards of setup, because the Bathurst 1000 that we did didn't really need to change the set too much, and just pretty much jumped in and got going.
Yeah, congratulations on the win there, Jared. Marty Carroll here. It's you definitely carried over that form from the Race of Champions 10 with the Bathurst 1000, and you were flawless out there today. So we did notice you were a bit longer in the pit stop because Curtis did close a little bit of the gap, but it looked like he stayed out too long, and after you'd done your pit stop, you were doing everything you had to do to make sure he didn't leapfrog you through the pits there. But he definitely gave you a bit of a race early on.
Yeah, definitely. He was catching up quite a bit. Probably about 10 laps into the race, he was right on me. And then I don't know what happened. He probably made a mistake or something, lost his rhythm, and then I pulled away a bit. But yeah, I was quite surprised how close he was after the pit stop. Definitely thought that would have been down to the fuel and how much I put in.
Well, even though you won in such dominating in such dominating fashion, it definitely, you're right, it couldn't have been easy because this is one of the only tracks of the year where you have to spend so much time racing against the track itself. It's a very difficult track here at Bathurst. So even though you had the lead, you still had to race against the track and not make any mistakes and keep the car on the track, keep from hitting the walls, and bring the car home. And you did that in such perfect fashion. I kept the camera on you for a while. I've never seen you get a tire off or make a mistake. So great job.
Cheers. Yeah, you definitely got to concentrate. As soon as you just stop concentrating for a bit, you kind of lose your rhythm. You really need some rhythm here. My phone started ringing probably 5 laps into the race, and that kind of put me out of rhythm a bit, and touched a few walls here and there, but nothing too major. That was about it.
Yeah, you did. You were missing a fender there for a few laps. But I must say the new tag management liveries look great this season. Are you carrying them over into 2015?
Yeah, I was playing around with that last night. I put it on training paints just before the race. I wasn't too sure whether I was going to run it or not. It might not be the final design, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's pretty good though. I like it.
Yeah, it definitely looks pretty sharp and smooth out there. So.
Jared, congratulations on such a fantastic victory here at the mountain. Finished out the season. Hope to see you back next season in the V8 Supercars America Series.
Cool, cheers. Yeah, I might make a few appearances here and there.
Oh, fantastic. Let's bring in Sam Sutton for interview here. Sam, the race started off kind of bad for you there. You had an incident right off the get-go, but you kept with it and turned the race into a pretty good finish there for you. You made your way through the field, come up with a top 10 finish.
Yeah, well, the first corner incident wasn't really the issue. It was trying to get through the back markers, just getting involved in a bit of their biff, and ended up killing about 15 kilometers an hour off my top speed. So it was difficult to catch up to guys, especially on up and straight. But the car was on rails across the top, which definitely made me help me pull in the gap and finish eighth, only 3 places down when I started. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it was definitely a good recovery drive. I was starting not too far behind you and seeing you going sideways at the exit of Hell Corner there at turn one. So, but yeah, definitely coming back through the field, looked pretty exciting there for you. Anyway, would have made the race interesting.
Well, yeah, those first few laps with Chris Stone and Ryan Shelton, it's kind of they were the cook at the bottom. I was trying to get past, but there's no real places to pass across the top. But then once I was free, I was about 6 tenths down every lap on my best lap. So I wasn't up to the pace I could have been, but it was definitely good fun.
Yeah, we definitely commented on your pace you've shown this week and with your qualifying pace. So definitely looking forward to racing with you in the strength of field races over the weekend.
Yeah, there's always Monday night to rectify these poor races on the weekend, so we'll see how we go then.
Well, that finishes out this season here at the V8 Supercars America Series. Who helped you out through the season? Anybody you want to think that helped you out through the season that made your season as good as it was here at the series?
I have to say, the highlight of the season had to be the OSR 1000. That got me hooked on the car, and a lot of development work went into how to make setups. And obviously, the guys over at the Lenovo iRacing team took me on board this season. And had a good time with them.
Are you done? No. Almost. Sorry guys, I think I had a little bit of an issue there. When I when I went away, you was talking about the OSR Race of Champions, the Bathurst 1000, and you had said that that was the highlight of the season, and I have to agree. What a fantastic race that was. The whole series was fantastic, but that particular race itself, that was super awesome. I even at 5 o'clock in the morning, I managed to keep myself awake to watch it. It was that much fun.
Yeah, well, this season's definitely been probably my more successful one in the V8. Just generally being up there with the quicker guys, liking this car more than the Falcon. So hopefully next season we can keep rolling on, keep this form up, and be out there challenging for a Div 2 championship finally.
Yeah, great, fantastic. We can't wait to see you next season, and it won't be long. Uh, just a couple months now, the brand new season of the V8 Supercars America's online series will start, and we'll get to see a whole lot more of you.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Cheers, guys.
Well, Jake Burton, welcome to the V8 Supercars America's series post-race show. What a fantastic race. You and Marlon had one of the best battles of the race for sure. You guys nose to tail for so many laps. Such a exciting race between you guys. Talk me through it. Was it just talk me through the intensity of that action. That God, that was we were just stuck on you guys for lap after lap. The intensity of that race between the two of you.
Yeah, it was really good. Lots of intensity. Bathurst is hard enough to get around by yourself, let alone when you got other people around. So it was good to have a bit of a race with Marlon. I mean, we've had our hard times in the past, and it was good to. I sat behind him for the whole race or whatever it was, and just wanted to have a crack at him in those last couple laps, and I go and tap the wall, and that pretty much was all of my chances gone. But I'm still really happy to have finished P5.
Yeah, it was really good race there, Jake. No, I was glad I was in the booth to be able to watch you two go at it. He was really putting on a driver clinic and getting through the chase side by side on a number of occasions there. So, no, it was good to see a little Robbins racing and, but raced hard, hard and fair and with respect. And, no, it was definitely good to see.
Yeah, it was awesome fun, and basically this season I knew I had no chance of doing much major because I don't really have the time to practice nowadays, and I just did a quali session or two, did a bit of practice this week. I love Bathurst, and the car had speed straight from the offset, so I'm really happy with the result. But in terms of sim racing, I got many other priorities like the second round of our Masters of Endurance and whatnot tonight. So it was good to get out there and keep myself on my toes for the next season of the Premier Series.
Yeah, definitely. I did comment on, you didn't have a lot of time this season with your karting and stuff like that. So, and did you secure the regional championship over there, the state title?
No, I'm not state champion, but I'm zone series. Well, basically a closed state title, I guess you could say. It's not. I was handed it basically because someone didn't show up for the final round, but still we had plenty of pace, and I'll happily take the win for that. That was really good that season. It's been a real highlight in karting, and let's just hope we can do the same next year in karting and have a bit more fun in sim racing as well.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see, and always like to see young fellas going out there and doing well, and in your real world aspirations with racing. And we were talking a lot about how far the simulators come along to where you can apply things on here and take to real world applications and vice versa.
Oh, no doubt. Like in terms of real racing, it's a completely different beast to drive, obviously. So it's not like I can take any track experience or anything like that through to it. But definitely the racecraft, like the endurance is a major thing because in karting, we don't really have those long races. They're normally about 10 minutes. Like that was an effort today to race that 33 laps, and certainly goes in and helps you keep your focus and stuff like that, and learning how to race better and pass better and be patient. Basically, I'll definitely say it's been a contributing factor to why I've done so well in karting this year for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, keeping your skills sharp, and I did mention about how the concentration levels and being able to focus, and it's like being conditioned for a simulator, as some people would laugh about, but you need that concentration to be able to be up front like yourself or Chad or Jared or Curtis, and be able to punch out those laps, lap after lap after lap. And when you get past that hour mark, I know from my own experience, it only takes one little slip up, one little lapse in concentration, and it doesn't really matter what track you're at, but at the mountain, that can spell the end of your day.
Oh, well, that's it. In the 1,000, 140 laps in, I went and crashed the car and we were sitting in the top 10. And yeah, I'm not sure if many people around here will know, but I've copped it from everyone on our team speak for the last month, and it still isn't stopping. So yeah, definitely very easy to lose that concentration, especially at a track like this. It's no margin forever for error.
Yeah, sounds like you got a little bit of my tongue twisties. Is there anybody you want to thank before you get out of here?
Oh yeah, just a massive thanks to our sponsors, Daco, Custom Image, and Sim Instruments. They basically helped to keep us on track, and big thanks to actually Madison Down for handing me a setup this week, which I'm pretty sure has jumped me a few positions up the grid and given me a lot of speed. And obviously a big thanks to you guys, and congrats to Tony for another championship, and look forward to the Americas when it goes green again next season.
Fantastic. Well, it was good seeing you again, Jake, here in the Americas Series, and hope to see you more next season. And then, of course, we got the V8 Supercars Americas Online Premier Series coming up soon.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Thanks a lot.
Now let's talk to Chad, who had a fantastic race today. He showed some amazing speed, was able to reel Curtis in from several seconds back and end up taking the position there. So, a great race for you, Chad. The mountain seems to be a really good track for you.
Well, with the lack of seat time this week compared to Phillip Island, I could not be happier with second place. I think Curtis was doing a little fuel saving. I don't know why, but towards the end there, I couldn't believe the rate that I was catching him, and that was an awesome last couple of laps. So yeah, I couldn't be happier to be back here and to finish second.
Well, we've seen you have some great drives here at the mountain, and this one definitely is no different. We've seen you and Curtis both have some great battles here at the track. Of course, we've seen you have some incidents too, but each time you definitely show the sportsmanship that we've come to expect out of this series, and you regress the position and get back to racing, and that's what we've seen here today too.
Yeah, we'll have to rename that corner. Curtis and I always seem to find each other right there. That's and that was what was going through my mind. That was a great save on his part, but that was what was going through my mind as this car started to come around. I'm all, really again here again.
Yeah, it definitely brought back memories of previous encounters there, but we did enjoy the sportsmanship there, letting him regain control, but you were able to get the job done there on the last lap. But did you feel you had the pace to be able to run with Jared? He was sort of in another postcode, and even Curtis early on was definitely running numbers that were just not in this world.
Yeah, Marty, I think I made the wrong setup choice. I went with something that was based off of the Phillip Island set, and I was probably faster with, again, with the limited seat time I'd had this week, probably faster with the set that we built for Road America. My one lap pace wasn't too far off. Jared's kind of on another plateau here. He's from the 1,000 to this, and prior to that, even he has great pace. I felt, maybe a couple of more days and I'll have something for him. But today I was just too inconsistent, and a tenth here, a tenth there, and that's 12 seconds down the road for him.
Yeah, definitely made it tough, and my apologies I couldn't be out there with you, and after I junked that motor and jumped in the booth, so. But no, it was good. You seemed to have a pretty, quiet race until the last 4 laps when you started racing in Curtis. We're not 100% sure what happened with him yet until we bring him in here, but no, it was definitely good to see you pick up second place and, get just reward for your limited track time this week. But, this season you've really shown some good form when you've been able to get the time in the seat. So I'm definitely looking forward to running 2015 with you.
Yeah, really looking forward to what we're gonna do with either the Sim Pit Commodore or the Sim Pit Falcon. Not sure which one we're gonna be running. I have my opinion, but yeah, I'm really looking forward. The future's bright for SDC Motorsports and the Alliance.
I know what badge outside of the garage will have on it, but don't know about the rest of the boards yet.
Is there anybody you want to thank before you get out of here, Chad?
Just the team, we've got a great group of guys at SDC Motorsports and the alliance that we have with Kamikaze Race Team. Sean Cole over at the Sim Pit. We're looking to put he was a sponsor for Wild Carnivore Candy back on, and I'll go ahead and thank him for all the hood badge that I had last season. But yeah, just a great group of guys, and I am very grateful and thankful to be with SDC Motorsports and the Sim Pit.
Very good. We can't wait to see you next season, Chad.
I'll be there, believe it.
Next, we got Curtis Chipway in here. Curtis, you had a fantastic race. Showed great pace, but of course, with a few laps to go, it wouldn't be Bathurst without a little bump from behind from your buddy Chad. But a great recovery and on to finish what was a fantastic race for you.
Yeah, it was the first half. It's once I feel so got 2 seconds ahead of me, I kind of just was like, well, this isn't going my way, and I kind of just kept my pace going until the pit stops, and then I got stuck behind some lap traffic, and that was after that I just kind of cruised it to the end, and wasn't paying attention and drove it in the walls, and to let Chad catch me up, and of course, like every time we race here, we ended up hitting each other. This time it wasn't as bad though. So
Yeah, Chad wants to get the chase renamed to the Curtis and Chad show because it was bringing back memories of a few previous encounters there. But once again, he showed great sportsmanship and let you regain control and hold the position. But unfortunately, was able to get you on the last lap there. But all in all, you seem to have great pace there this week. Are you going to be available to run any of the other SOF races this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know. After tonight, I was kind of thinking of maybe running the main Monday one, but still just a thought. I was honestly kind of surprised by my pace this week a little bit. I definitely could have had some better qualifying if I had done my time in the sessions. But yeah, I might do it. I definitely a good race though. I was quite happy with my speed today.
Well, today is the last race of the season for the V8 Supercars Americas season. Anybody you want to thank?
I don't know, just Marlon just putting up with me, and Grip TV for sponsoring my car, getting some fans behind me. It's definitely been a motivation to keep going with these terrible results I've had through the season. I'm glad I brought the car home on the podium today.
Well, just a couple weeks and we start a brand new season and everybody gets a clean slate and we're able to start all over. And I can't wait because this has been an unusual season for a lot of drivers. A pretty normal season for Tony, but everyone else has had a pretty strange season, I would say. So I can't wait to get into the new season.
Here we
And
go, Europe.
say again?
No. Well, I can't drag anyone else into the booths at the moment, so. But yeah, definitely looking forward to getting out for 2015. Are you going to stick with the you going to stick with the Holden, or are you going to run with the new Ford come next season?
Personally, I don't care one way or the other. It's whatever my team ends up running. I have no preference, to be honest. Um, the Holden looks nice, I guess, but it's just because it's new. Something different, yeah. But
You got me
other than
now?
that, it doesn't bother. Doesn't bother me.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, we got you now, Kane.
I don't know what happened there. When you watch it back on the broadcast, you'll see I was talking away. But pretty much what I said was just a couple weeks till we get a brand new season and get to start all over from scratch. This has been a kind of an unusual season for several drivers. Tony's had about a normal season, I would say, but a lot of other drivers, this has been kind of a weird season. So I can't wait for the new season to start in a couple weeks. So I hope we see you back in a couple weeks as we start the new season.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the reset and the points and having a full season. But I don't think you won't see anything different from the car. But hopefully, I'll be actually finish my races without crashing.
Well, fantastic drive today, Curtis. We're super happy to have you here in the America Series and can't wait to see you next season. Great race.
Yeah, I'm happy with the result today. Hoping to take it into next season.
Really good.
All right, well, we're going to bring in your teammate Marlon McMullen. Marlon, great race today. We've seen you having one heck of a battle today, so really definitely proving your skill out there side by side going through the chase. It don't get any more intense than that.
G'day guys. Yeah, it was quite a wild race. I mean, it was pretty wild for me from get go. I don't know what was really wrong with me. I didn't really sort of feel it today, but yeah, it was really good to have quite an awesome battle with Jake, and all that happened because I made a huge mistake coming out of Forest Elbow and gassed it up, and yeah, just slammed on the brake and the gas and managed to keep it off the wall, and yeah, he called up to me in the pits, and then yeah, it was really it was on from there, and it was really great battling him and seeing where the different parts of the track, where he was a little bit faster and where I was a little bit faster. And yeah, once I managed to get by him, I tried to put my head down and put in the best laps I could. And yeah, it was nice to punch out a few 203s towards the end. And yeah, it was pretty much doing qualifying laps, lap after lap towards the end. And yeah, it was unfortunately came off a little bit worse. And yeah, no, it was just a really awesome battle. I'm really fatigued after that one, in all honesty.
Yeah, we were talking about how much concentration it takes, to push past that hour 15 mark when you're battling side by side with someone, especially with young Jake there. You were both definitely putting on a show. Me and Kane thoroughly enjoyed that. And you were showing some good pace early. It sort of it seemed to take you a little while to get into your rhythm into the race. And when you were just mentioning you just weren't quite feeling it, as your teammate was up there pushing Jared, and it took you a few laps to get into the race, but then you sort of once you got to Chad, we thought you were really going to make a show of that and push for the podium.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, at the start, I felt, well, I don't really know what happened. Since turn one, I just sort of went off on my own and crashed it into the wall, which would have been quite embarrassing, But from there on, slowly started to get a little bit more comfortable and slowly started to sort of catch Chad. And then he came in really early, which caught me out by surprise. And I wanted to stay out for a little bit and tried to stay out as long as I could to just sort of short filler up towards the end and have a really sort of strong stint on the not soft tyres, the new tyres, I guess, and the low fuel. And yeah, unfortunately, that didn't happen. Unfortunately, I got a little bit greedy, and as I said, coming out of the Forest Elbow, I gassed it up and spun it around, and yeah, all that changed. But it was all aside, it was a really good battle in the end with Michael Cracknell and Jake. So it's not too bad of a day.
Yeah, definitely. You got to be pretty happy with the results, with the solid top five, and definitely put on a show there with Jake. You almost repeated your classic move against Mark Anderson down into the crisscross through the kink into the chase. You're definitely putting on a show there, but yeah, like you said, once you broke away from him, I thought I think he had the similar dramas to what you had. He was just pushing a little bit hard and caught the wall, and that allowed you to break away, break the shackle, so to speak, and come over comfortably in fourth. So congratulations.
Thank you so much for that. I mean, honestly, it was pretty much him or I because I was on the verge of my limit as well, and there was a few laps I thought I was gone, and yeah, it's as Bathurst is, it's sort of a survival race, and you try and keep it off the wall as long as possible, but anything can go wrong at any lap, so you got to give this place so much respect, and well done to Tony as well this season. Obviously, he's claimed another championship, so awesome job to him, and we'll come back next season, and I'll see if I can give it another crack again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, looking forward to getting on track with you next season, mate. And yeah, certainly this place is hard enough on your own, let alone having someone duck up the inside every lap on you.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you've got to give each other so much room, and there's only so much give and take you can give, and then, fortunately, next thing you know, you're in the wall. But, I got a lot of trust in Jake, and, when you have a lot of trust and faith in someone, you can have a really good race, and today we're able to show that, and, and well done to him. He really pushed me into my limits, so he should feel very proud of that, even though, he came off second best in the end. So, well done to Joe.
Yeah, no, well said, mate. And, yeah, I mentioned that on the broadcast, you got to have the trust on the guy on the inside, which is, we spoke about how the V8 community itself, has that, we all have mutual respect for each other, and it allows us to go out there and race hard and door to door, and you can lead that guy a car width on the inside because that's all he's going to need, and no, he's definitely put on a clinic of quality driving out there today. So
bring on next season. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we can't wait. Next season's definitely going to be a lot of fun. We got a full season coming back for the next season, so that'll be a lot of fun as well. A lot more time, just a lot more races, a lot more V8 Supercar Americas. So we'll see you next season. Marley, anybody you want to thank before you get out of here?
Yeah, obviously thank you to Curtis, and obviously thank you to Grip TV coming on board this season. It's been great working with both of them at the moment, and I feel like there's still a lot to come. Hopefully I can get back into it, put a little bit more time into something I love, and hopefully next season I can come out there and do the best job I can. This season, the last few weeks, they haven't really sort of been my sort of style of tracks, but the way the calendar's looking at the moment, I really want to put in a lot of effort next season. So obviously thank you to the guys who've helped me this season, and especially to you guys for putting on such an awesome series and turning up every week just to present this awesome race. So well done you guys as well.
It's definitely a series worth broadcasting. It's one of the most intense series on the internet. The Monday show is, of course, awesome as well. I don't know if they're going to bring it back or not, but definitely got the V8 Supercars online premiere series that's coming soon, and the Aussie guys will be doing that one. So great broadcast coming away from that as well. But the reason we're here is because of you guys and the great action that you present here in this series. So kudos to you guys for doing such a great job and making this series broadcast that is deserving of being shown to the entire world. And the class of drivers that you guys are and the racing that you present every week has drawn such a field to this race and this series that it's awesome to watch. It's awesome to be a part of and to have seen it grown over the last few seasons. And that ain't got a whole lot to do with the broadcast. That's just got to do with the quality of drivers that are here.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there, Kane. I mean, obviously, the last few seasons I've been in this series, and I've sort of been not here since day dot, but it's quite a long time now, and I've seen a lot of drivers come through the series, and a lot of drivers progress, and it's really great to watch them progress into the fine races they are now. And a few seasons ago, these are guys that a few seconds off me, and now they're putting me to grief, and now I'm sort of looking, trying to get the upper hand back on them. So everyone's improving, and the reason why we all turn up every week, it's not just for the broadcast, it's because we love racing. If we didn't love racing, then we wouldn't put so much passion in, and you see it between every single guy. They love a track, they put so much practice in, they put so much time in, and then it resonates throughout the results. And yeah, it's always great to watch every driver and their attributes, I guess, bring them towards the table. And Bathurst is one of those tracks today, and yeah, these are really good drivers in these series. So I got to really sort of lift my game. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're seeing is drivers where when we first started broadcasting the series, there would be the driver or two that would get out and run away from the rest of the field and end up winning the race by 10, 15 seconds at times. But that's forced the other drivers to really pick up their game, and now we see 5, 6, 7 drivers each race that are capable of those fast lap times and that bumper to bumper racing, and it's really becoming a challenge for those drivers that used to dominate the field are now finding themselves having some great races, which I know they enjoy better. I know they enjoy the bumper to bumper racing a lot more than driving around the track by themselves. But yeah, this series is really picking up in intensity, and just the skill level of the drivers is continually increasing, and we're getting to watch so many drivers like Michael Cracknell that we've seen come up through the field and now running with the best of them. So we get so many drivers just like that we've got to see come through this series. It's really been a lot of fun.
Yeah, well said. I mean, I couldn't say it better myself. I mean, obviously, driving in the series and watching it's another thing. And some of the battles I have, I'll cherish them for the next 10, 15 years. I'll remember them. Like Marty said before, that pass on Mike Anderson last season. That's something that's always still in my head. I remember that. And there's just some awesome battles out there. And anyone who watches this series, I encourage you to get into it and put in the laps and that. And yeah, you never know what you can do and what you can achieve. So you just got to push yourself.
Yeah, that's it. We've seen some guys climb into the car, and just within a couple months, they're racing with the best of them. And we've seen some guys that's taken 6 months to get to that speed, and some guys have been racing the car for a year and just now getting up into top split races and getting that pace. But ultimately, each and every race is a fantastic race. It don't matter if you're in the second split or racing for 13th position in the top split. It's going to be a heck of a race. Well, Marlon, it's been great talking to you. I'm going to bring in Crackers and have a word with him.
Hey, Kane, how you going?
Good, Michael Crackers. What a fantastic race. Seeing you driving through the field, coming up with a great races all throughout the entire race was just fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, Kane. Yeah, no, I had a good qual time, so I was able to start near the front. Wasn't able to sort of run with the guys sort of right up front, but yeah, no, I had a pretty good race, so I'm pretty satisfied. SCC Motorsports, Simpic, they gave me a really good car, so yeah, no, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely enjoyed your race there, Michael, and you had a good battle there with Tony towards the end, and with Marlon and Jake battling up ahead of you. Were you continually pushing to try and get to those guys and try and pick up that top 5?
Yeah, I was. I was just lacking a bit of front end grip and just made a few mistakes. Once I lost the draft from Jake, I was sort of like lambs to the slaughter to Tony after that. So yeah, I just tried to fight as hard as I could and hold Tony off, and I did it once, but he was able to get there in the end.
Yeah, no, we did notice that, but you still got to be happy with the result. So P7 overall, And we were commenting on how far you've come, in the last season and a half, with us at SDC, and we're all real proud of you, like how far you've come as a driver, not just within pace, and but how you conduct yourself out on track, and always showing great sportsmanship, and and always putting on a heck of a show.
Yeah, thanks, Marty. I've really enjoyed the improvement and sort of where I'm running now. It's good to be sort of at least competitive with some of the top guys. Like I still haven't started winning races in the sort of top splits, but I'm sort of getting closer. So as far as that goes, yeah, I'm pretty happy, and it always helps when you've got a good team behind you too. Like I wouldn't have been able to get this far without being in a team.
No, it's a testament to your own ability to take on board, and what we've shown you, and how you've learnt, and then gone and applied that on the track, and you've raced with commitment, and the same passion as the rest of us, which is why we're here, and it's a pleasure. Me and Kane have both had the pleasure in seeing you, coming up through the series, and it's official now because I mentioned it on the broadcast that you're no longer in my development squad because you're out qualifying and out racing me from week to week now. So, no, really happy to see it, and definitely looking forward to running 2015 with you.
Thanks a lot, Marty. Yeah, no, it's been really good, and I couldn't be happier with how things are, and I'm still loving it. I still have a passion for it. So while that continues, yeah, I'll be doing this for sure.
Well, this is the final race of the season. Michael, anybody you want to thank before we go to the season break?
Yeah, just like to thank SDC Motorsports, and also Next Level Racing, Michael Fulcher, Mark Anderson, Brendan King. He's just jumped on recently and is providing good feedback and setups as well. The Sim Pit, and also I think it's V8 Supercars New Zealand as well. So without all of these people, we wouldn't be where we are at the moment. So it's an absolute pleasure to work with these guys, and I'm sure I've left out a few people. But I'm really happy with where I'm at.
Well, we can't wait to see it back next season. Things start all over in just a couple weeks' time.
Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait. Get into a new season, start fresh, and yeah, look forward to it.
Thanks again, everybody. That is Mike Cracknell. One last driver to bring in, newcomer to the series, a new addition to the KRT team, Brendan King. Welcome to the show, Brendan.
Hey mate, how's it going?
I'm looking for your name on my screen so I can bring you up on screen, but I can't find you. So give me just a second here. There you are. There you are in the lime green outlined next level race car. So, fantastic. You're on a new team. A great drive here at the mountain, a tough track, and racing against some really great drivers. You're bringing home in 12th place, which is really a great drive here at the mountain considering your competition, that you're new to the series and new to the top split, and you're freshly new on a team. So to come in here to Bathurst and finish the race, for one, you beat the mountain, and you did it and brought home a 12th place position. So fantastic.
Yeah, thanks mate. Didn't get around to qualifying and haven't done many laps around here this week. Just used the Phillip Island set, and yeah, just held back at the start and kept it off the wall. Just got a few little taps there, and the opening laps it was quite hard to keep it under control, and yeah, just tried to keep it off the wall. Did make one mistake at the dipper, but yeah, no, it was a pretty good race actually.
Yeah, we were quite impressed with the way you were able to come from the back of the field, starting 24th there, Brendan, and finishing in P12. So you got to be pretty pleased with that result. And I've gotten to see personally over the last few weeks when you've come on board with KRT, how you're making the steps forward and developing as a driver and working on building that I rating. And it was good to see you out there in the top split and. You took it on the chin that you missed qualifying. You didn't have the seat time. We all get to that point where we don't get the seat time we like, and but yeah, to be able to go out there and run around and come home and P12, yeah, you got to be quite happy with that result.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with that result. Helps, with KRT and SDC helping as well. I've come a long way since I've been on board of yours as well, so that's been great.
Yeah, it's definitely been good to see you. For someone reasonably new to the service, you've been able to pick up the physics of the game quite well, and we've all noticed you've got that raw talent there so we just need to tap into that and exploit it, and look forward to it. And I know Kane is as well, and JD when he's back, like our model Cracknell's come a long way in the last season and a half, and we look forward to seeing you develop in that way in 2015.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm looking forward to. I'm glad to have another driver to watch come through the ranks and watch get better each week. We've had a couple drivers throughout the last couple seasons. Ryan Shelton's one, and then of course this season we had Michael Cracknell to keep an eye on, and it's something that JD and I always enjoy is getting to watch the newcomer to the series progress through the field and progress through the series. It's fantastic. It's great entertainment, and I don't know, it kind of personalizes the series, I guess.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's definitely tough in this car. The competition's so fierce. Definitely still need a lot of work to be done, but get in there slowly.
Well, just a couple weeks till we start a brand new season. All the points will get reset, and we'll start all over. Is there anybody you want to thank before we get going?
Yeah, just like to thank KRT, Next Level Racing, and SDC, Alliance Racing. Cheers, mate.
Fantastic. Well, Marty, that's Bathurst. What a fantastic race we had tonight.
Oh, wasn't it exciting with those battles all over the track, and everyone sort of paired up and got into their own little scraps, and it was outstanding win by Jared. He was in a class of his own there today, and awesome to see my SDC Motorsports teammate Chad Chastain come home in second place, and Curtis Chipaway had a fantastic result for himself and Chicken Line Racing, to finish off the year and season 4 on a good note for those guys. And definitely didn't want to get into the booth in this sort of manner, but by grenading an engine with myself. So personally, the race was a bit of a loss, but I got a couple strength of field races later in the weekend to concentrate on and try and get myself a result. And glad I can come over and fill in for JD Smith. So apologise to all the fans out there. I can't bring his sort of crazy energy to the broadcast, but no, enjoyed coming into the booth with you, Kane, and thank you for the year. You've been tireless with the amount of work and ridiculous hours of times a day you've had to get up and do the broadcast for not just the Americas, but for the Road to Pro and for the Premier Series when we didn't have anyone down under to be able to direct the broadcast. So big thanks to you and JD for all your effort.
Well, just like you guys love it, we love it too. We love to get on here and watch a good race, and so we love to bring everybody the action, and we know that you guys enjoy going back and watching as well, so we're going to continue doing it. I may not have to do the Australian ones very much anymore. Seb has come back to do those, so that's fantastic. He is a great director, so you guys will be getting the very best of broadcasts for the premiere series. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I appreciate you coming over and giving me a hand, because I was drowning all by myself, something I'm not used to doing here, but you definitely saved the day, Marty. I couldn't appreciate it more.
You're welcome, buddy, and no, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, I do want to apologize to everybody that JD wasn't here to keep this broadcast as exciting as he does. JD's definitely really good at what he does, and the broadcast definitely misses him when he's not here. But great race here at Bathurst anyway. This season is finally over. Congratulations to Tony Autridge for his second V8 Supercars America Series Championship. And congratulations to Jared Vilsell on the victory here at the mountain. So, another one down. Marty, thanks again. I appreciate it tremendously. And to everybody else, we will see you in 2 weeks when we come back to the show. I don't know what the tracks are going to be, so I can't say we'll see you 2 weeks at this track, because I haven't looked to know. So sorry about that, guys. It's been a really busy week for me.
Contact free. Close. Let's have free.
Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.